Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the WWE Ultimate Edition Ruthless Aggression Wave 1 Rey Mysterio figure from Mattel. Feels like we've gotten like 100 Rey Mysterio Elites and Basics over the past couple of years, and now we finally have our first Rey Mysterio Ultimate. So, is this worth the wait? Let's talk about that. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks fantastic. It's a really good mix of new parts and reuse. So starting off, in terms of reuse, we have seen this leg sculpt for Rey before a few times. Of course, obviously he's had the baggy pants before, and so we've seen that with Elites, and so pretty much the same thing here. Some nice sculpt on the wrinkles, and so we got all that going on. We've got some nice design here, especially with the gold and the white. Gold is kind of a nice but not distracting level of metallic, so you can see it does have some sheen to it, but nothing too nothing too bright. I do prefer my bright golds, but yeah, looks good. The torso here is completely new and looks great, honestly. Just really good sculpt on the musculature, and then we've got the arms, which can't speak to it. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of Elites and Ultimates, so I can't say fully where reuse and where new sculpt is going to be, so if you'll excuse me for that. But overall, just a great looking figure. I think they got the proportions pretty much spot on here. Just a great looking figure overall. And then going into the head sculpt, I love the look with the kind of blacked out scaleras, and I think they actually got that across here very, very well. The face sculpt is nice. The paint application makes it look a little soft. I mean, it could have done with maybe a little bit of a wash or something, just to kind of bring out those details a little bit more. You can see it kind of, again, kind of gets lost under the mask. But that mask itself has some great sculpt and paint as well. And again, we see that kind of darker gold playing in again. So yeah, just a really cool looking figure. It's an Ultimate Edition, so of course we're getting a great loadout of accessories, so let's jump right in. And for hands, right out of the box, we get a pair of fists, then we get a pair of gripping hands. Nothing we haven't seen from Rey Mysterio figures time and time again, but still always welcome inclusions. Then we get two head sculpts. This time we get the just closed mouth, kind of very neutral face. Again, I love that they really pulled off the whole black sclera looking contacts. And then we get a second head sculpt with the mouth open, kind of more of a yelling pose. Yeah, I guess facial pose expression. I love also that this one has the button at the bottom of the mask undone, so we kind of see the strap coming over there. So some really beautiful details going on there. And yeah, everything else just same that was good with the last head sculpt. And then finally, we get the entrance gear, which felt weird to not talk about in the aesthetics because it's such a big part of the figure, but this is the section to talk about it. So first off, we get the belt piece and great metallics here. Gold matches that on the gear itself. Silver, nice, bright and shiny. And then we get, of course, that purple and that kind of copper color, and just no expense spared here. It goes all the way around. Just they really brought it here, as they should. I mean, Rey Mysterio deserves that respect. And as you can see, there's a little clasp here that it closes on, pretty much like a lot of the plastic goods, the clothing that is made with kind of this rubbery plastic. So very cool there. Then we get the shoulder piece, very much the same. So same shades, and as you can see, that beautiful sculpt work and the paint just going everywhere. Just loads of detail, beautifully done. Looks great on the shelf. And then finally, the headdress, and this thing is impressive. I mean, it's huge. Look at that. It's like almost the full height of Rey himself minus his head. So that is just unreal. Just a great piece. As you can see, it just kind of like fits snug on the head there, which is really cool. Full paint everywhere. Probably could have done with a wash here on the top of the feathers, but other than that, like, just everything looks kind of good. Actually, it looks like I'm missing some paint around here. That's a little sad. Definitely not a deal breaker though. I mean, just a beautiful piece. Obviously, I didn't even notice that until I was scrutinizing that. So yeah, just great accessories. Articulation, balance here are absolutely beautiful, as they tend to be with Ultimate Editions. I have one thing I wish was a little bit better, but we'll get into that. So as you can see, freestanding kick, just very easily done. This took me about 2 seconds, and then part of that is owed to the width of the feet and the bottom of the pants, just that nice strong base. So there we go. So great range there. then we come into, oh, let me get that figured out. There we go. So we'll get to that in a second, but barbell joint in the head, as we have seen with many Mattel figures. So not all the way up, not quite flying pose yet. And a little bit of down. So that's hindered a little bit by the bottom of the head sculpt here. They did make it a little tight. Of course, you get some rotation there as well. Come to the shoulders, and we have forward and back. So we're getting about that far in terms of range. A hinge and swivel at the shoulders, coming out to a perfect T. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, coming in about that far. Hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. We get a ball joint at the diaphragm. However, we're not really getting any forward. Some ultimates, we've gotten some great forward. Here, not so much. And I'm a little disappointed by that. That's the one thing I'm kind of like, I wish it was just a little bit better. So there's forward. Neutral's about there-ish. There we go, there's neutral. And there's arch back, which is much better. We also get a little bit of side to side, and we get rotation there as well. We also get rotation at the swivel at the waist. Then we do have drop down hips, as you just saw. So very generous there. And of course that means we can hit full splits beautifully. Then we reset these, pardon me. We do have thigh swivel, double jointed knees, folding pretty much in half. And then for the feet, we are hindered by this pant sculpt. So we've seen this in a lot of elites as well. So not really any point, the slightest bit of forward. We do get that toe pivot. And a little bit of rotation, but you're not really gonna get anywhere because of those pants. So that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other WWE figures. With some other wrestling lines. With some Hasbro and some Mattel. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form, as a Valveverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the WWE Ultimate Edition Ruthless Aggression 1 Rey Mysterio figure is that it's a great figure. Honestly, if you love the Ultimate Editions, if you love Rey Mysterio, nothing not to love here. Double negative, you know what I mean. And yeah, so definitely pick this up if you're interested. Yeah, I would say that Rey's first Ultimate Edition figure is absolutely a success. Can't wait to see where they go next, because undoubtedly he will definitely have more Ultimate Editions. Again, my only gripe is just the lack of forward crunch with that ball joint, and it's been hit or miss with Ultimate Edition, but here it feels like they should have that down by now, certainly for this. But otherwise, great figure, definitely recommend it. So this is a Walmart exclusive, as any of the WWE Ruthless Aggression labeled stuff is. Pardon me. So right now, as of me recording this video, at the end of July, it is showing up on Walmart shelves. That's how I found mine, even though I had a pre-order. And yeah, so I was able to cancel that, which is pretty cool. So hopefully you can find yours. And I'm on the East Coast, which means, you know, we've gotten it last, which means it should be pretty much everywhere on shelves. Beyond that, there is a landing page on Walmart, which I will include in the description below if you are interested. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And I hope to see you again, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So yeah, come on back. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about some toys of various degrees. And yeah, so all that being said, I hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.